Here we have a pair of Epicure M202 speakers. This is the final pair of speakers I bought over at that estate sale. These are my first Epicure brand speakers, and I am very impressed with the sound of these speakers. When I first saw these, I only saw the one side, and I passed them up on the first day, but when I went back, a lot of the other speakers were sold, so I saw it had two sides. Each one of these speakers has two pairs of speakers. It is another two-way speaker. This one has two pairs in each speaker. I believe these ones have been refoamed, as the foam looks to be pretty good. They feature two 8-inch woofers per speaker, plus two 1-inch air spring tweeters. These tweeters are a little different. They have like a wood diaphragm or mounting plate, whatever this is, that they're on, and the speaker leads come onto the actual mounting plate first and then go into the cone itself. These appear to be a paper cone tweeter with an actual surround that looks like spider material, and they have an inverted cone. The glue has failed on the Velcro, which does not allow the covers to stay put anymore. But in these speakers, they have the two module speaker sets, which they designed these for. These speakers are supposed to complement each other. Where the woofer rolls off, the tweeter is supposed to take over. I am very impressed with the sound of these speakers, and the positioning of these are different as well too. Since they have speakers on both sides, you can't really place these. I'm assuming you can't place them like this facing each other. I've found placing them like this, I like the best sound reproduction. I'm almost surprised at the bass these things give up. Alright, these speakers are compared to the EPI 1000 series speakers. The frequency response to these speakers are 35 to 18 kilohertz. The power rating is 20 watts minimum to 100 watts maximum. Now this is the first pair of speakers I have that actually require more than 10 watts or so to get good sound from. I'm assuming it's because they have the double speaker system on here. These speakers can be either 4 or 16 ohms selectable. Now there is a middle position that it just sits in, which might make them 8, although I could not find any definition like for sure that those would be 8, so I'm assuming it's either 4 or 16. Not sure what the middle position would be used for. These speakers came out between 1973 and were produced through 1976 for $480 when they were brand new. Now they did do a revision of these speakers known as the EPI 250s. Same speaker complement and design, but the crossover is a little differently. We're going to take one of these woofers out to see, because I am curious to see how they look. Well, let's get another close-up look on these speakers. They have a nice oak trim with like metal inlays on both sides, which is pretty cool. Now I'm going to tip one of these over so I can show you the connection. That's one thing I dislike about these speakers. The connection for the hookup is on the bottom of them, which kind of leaves these speakers unstable because of the speaker cord that has to run underneath. On carpet it wouldn't be an issue, but I don't have carpet up here, so let me just tip one over. But yes, there are the controls for the actual speakers. You have the push terminals for the speaker wires. Here's your ohm selector switch. You have 4, 16. But like I was saying, it does have a middle position, so it is technically a 3-way switch. But I just keep them on 4 ohms because the commercial amp I'm using works good with 4 ohms. And then it has a tweeter control. I see it's also starting to get that, I think that's cadmium dust, which is toxic, which forms on old metals for some reason. I'm not sure what causes that, but pretty much kind of leave that alone if you see it. Apparently it is bad for you. Alright, let's take one of these speakers out. Yeah, I do not like where they put the terminals for these speakers, but it is what it is. And here we go. Just disconnect these. And I don't see an EIA manufacturer anywhere on here. Perhaps EPI actually makes their own speakers. The only thing I see is some handwritten writing, which is 2287M, I guess. Let's see. It does have a crossover in there too. Alright. Here's a close-up on the woofer. Very nice big spider. Alright. Now let's test these out. Let's put this back together and see how they sound. Here's me recording this song for the video. honestly am extremely impressed with the sound output a two-way does, and the bass that these speakers put out, I almost don't believe are coming from two 8-inch woofers. I'm not sure how these speakers reproduce such deep bass, but these kick, and they definitely rattle. Like, I don't know if you could hear the pictures on my wall rattling, but literally these speakers have some of the best bass I have ever heard out of a two-way. And again, like, the sound that just comes out of these is very crisp, a full spectrum of audio. I generally don't like paper tweeters, as I feel that the polypropylene speakers sound a little bit better for tweeter reproductions, but these paper ones do a fantastic job. Now, for woofers, I prefer paper cone. These speakers will be replacing my PV's AMRs up in my master bedroom. I will be putting these in the corner because I am so impressed with the bass. I love my bass, but I also love my treble and mid-range. But these speakers just kick ass. I can't believe it. Should you come across a pair of these EPI M202 speakers, definitely get them. Thank you.